Hello, I'm Zach with the PDQu Training Department. The general purpose of today's session is for newer associates to gain an understanding of phases of the construction process and how PDQ fits into this industry. In general, construction projects are comprised of 6 basic steps, which is what we will review today. Step 1 is often referred to as project conception, because every construction project begins with an idea. Whether you plan on building a brewery or a nursery, it all starts as an idea in someone's mind. It is during this step that the individual or group of people with the idea will get input from experts to determine if the project is feasible. It is also here that the project's scope and goals are deeply analyzed. There will generally be a dedicated team to research and develop the project concept to have something more concrete that can be moved into the later stages. Step 2 is the planning and design phase. Once the idea is formalized and the decision to move forward with the project is reached, the project reaches planning and design. This critical phase is the time where the foundation for the project is laid, pun intended. In this planning stage, there will be an in-depth written explanation of the project, including timelines, milestones, and budgeting. In the design portion of this stage is where the assistance of architects comes into play. Designing takes into consideration the project objectives in addition to the regulations and building codes specific to that region. Architectural drawings are created during this phase. Bids are then received for the project from general contractors who wish to win the project. Step 3 is the pre-construction or pre-con phase. There are 2 main milestones that occur during this phase. First is the assembling of the project team. This means that the general contractor has won the bid and their subcontractors are being selected by the GC. Secondly, the materials to be used on the project are decided upon through the submittal process. This will be when specifications are finalized and when PDQu could be selected as the hardware of choice on the project. Step 4 is the procurement phase. This is the most straightforward step in the construction process. Procurement is simply the buying or renting of all the materials and equipment needed for the construction project. Step 5 is the actual construction phase, where all the planning is put into action and the project begins actually being built. This obviously can be a very complicated and timely step, but the main goal is for the general contractor to stay on schedule and stay on budget. Once the project is built, it moves forward to step 6, post-construction. Just because everything is built doesn't mean the project is done. Now, everything has to be inspected by the owner and architect. The final checklist, often called a project punch list, has to be signed off on once completed by the general contractor. Also, a final government inspection is also completed by the authority having jurisdiction, or AHJ, which will say that the building is ready for occupancy or not. Sometimes last-minute corrections are needed in order to meet code requirements. This is where PDQu can shine, since we're often able to ship materials so quickly. This can give us an advantage over other manufacturers when time is of the essence at the end of the project. Once these steps are all completed, the owner will have a building that's ready for business. Again, these are just the general steps used to define the construction process for most projects. Obviously, some projects may be more or less involved in this and could require deviation from this general outline. Hopefully, this has given you a better understanding of the steps of the construction project and how an idea can progress to an actual occupied building. Thank you.